Hey, welcome. So I've recorded this video for you, or for anyone who wants to know the exact method that I would use if you came to me and said, Jenny, I need your help. Help me to lose weight without dieting, but most of all, help me to stop emotional eating, reaching for food when I know I'm not physically hungry, and how to heal my relationship with food and myself. So, if you're new around here, I'm Jenny. I'm known as the Food Freedom Fairy, and I help women who are exhausted with trying to lose weight. I help women who are usually very well educated on counting calories, on what nourishing food looks like, yet something still isn't working for them. And the cycle that they're in means they feel frustration, shame, and even guilt sometimes when they eat certain foods. They often hate their body. They're eating their emotions after a bad day because they're stressed, lonely, sad, happy. And you know what? The cycle they're in, and if you're in this cycle, I really want you to hear this. This is not your fault. You've grew up in a society that has taught us that dieting is the answer to our problems. And if we were all just a bit smaller, then we would be much happier. And in reality, yes, losing weight is great. We might feel better, but the reasons that we rely on food, they don't change all of a sudden. They don't change just because you're in a size 10, 12, whatever. The ladies I work with just haven't found that right solution. So here's what I would do. First of all, I would guide you through reconnecting with the part of you that is continuously reaching for less nourishing food. Because making peace with this part of you is an absolute game changer. Often we spend hours arguing with that voice in our head, and she always wins, right? Even if she doesn't win in the moment, she wins an hour later when you just can't quite hold on. So let's make our peace with that voice. Let's understand her. The next thing we'd do, we'd look at your nervous system, whether you are regulated, and how to use simple tools to support yourself, to bring yourself back into balance. So, what do I mean by this? Well, most of us, we're going through life at 100 miles an hour. We are juggling so many plates, and there is so little left for us. And often we are living in a state of low level chronic stress, sometimes even high level. So let's bring you back into balance, because when you are in balance, you are going to have less need to rely on food to bring you into balance. The next thing I do is I tell you to eat for pleasure. We'd look at what your pleasure foods are. Letting go of restriction is so powerful when you are healing your relationship with food. And when you give yourself permission to just eat whatever that thing is that, maybe it's not so nourishing, but it brings you pleasure, that is another game changer. Next, I would teach you how to eat to stop the physical cravings, because we need to tackle both the physical pull to food, so the physical hunger or the cravings for sugar, and the emotional pull to food. So I would teach you how to balance your energy and stop those physical sugar cravings. Then we dive into mindset work and mindset shifts, understanding your thought patterns, your emotions, and your deeper beliefs. And this is where you surprise yourself, because you start to make different choices. And finally, we'd look at my favorite thing, your energy, your vibrational frequency, and how your frequency impacts your reality. So, through simple techniques, you would learn how to tune in to the reality you desire. And through all of this process, your self worth is increasing. You start to appreciate your body and how incredible it is. And you slowly shift your identity. So you move from that version of you who relies on food to get through the day to this person who says, no thanks. Not because she can't have it, but because she genuinely doesn't want it in that moment. And the result of doing all of this, well, the weight releases without you counting, measuring, weighing. It just starts to shift on its own. You feel completely at peace with food, but more importantly, with yourself. And this is the exact method that I use with my clients and I have used for over 20 years. So, if you want to experience this for yourself, come and join me in my Food Freedom program. You'll receive 6 months support and guidance and accountability, and my proven formula that will take you from frustration to freedom. And not just freedom with food, but freedom with every aspect of your lives. One of my clients has said, Jenny, you need to call this the freedom program, not the food freedom program, not the food freedom formula, because actually what you've given me is freedom in every area of my life. So if you'd like more details, comment below or DM me the word freedom now, and let's get you started.